welcome my grateful students to our math lesson for today. How are we all? Good, that's good, that's good, and that's good. I can see so many happy faces right now, so that's a good thing. If anyone need to go outside and grab a drink or take a short break, please feel free to do so now before we get started with our lesson. And rest of you can just ask everyone else to come and sit in front of me in this mat so we can get started with our lesson. Thank you. Some of you might be wondering what we are learning today. So in this lesson, we will be diving into the concept of perimeter and area. But before we dive into this, let's quickly have a look at our classroom rules so we can have a productive and successful time together. So we have 6 rules in the classroom. The first one, raise your hand if you have any questions or have something to say. Please put your hands up and then ask question. The second one, listen carefully when others are talking. The third one, be polite, say please and thank you. The fourth one, keep your hands and feet to yourself. The fifth one, show respect and kindness to your classmate. That's really important. And the last one, walk safely indoor and concrete areas. Now we got our rules covered. Let's dive into our lesson. Today we will be learning about perimeter and area, 2 important ways to measure a shape. But before we go more into perimeter and area, let's quickly have a look at our learning intent and success criteria. Here are our learning intent and success criteria for the lesson. The learning intent, we are learning to understand what perimeter and area mean. Work out the perimeter and area of regular or irregular shapes. Use grid paper to help us measure accurately. And then the success criteria, by the end of today's lesson, you should be able to explain what perimeter and area mean in your own words. Use correct formula to calculate the perimeter and area of regular or irregular shapes. Accurately use grid paper to help calculate the perimeter and area of shapes. Alright, now let's talk about the shapes that you already know from previous lesson. Who can tell me what rectangle looks like and how many sides does it have? Anyone? You? That's correct. Let's have a look in our board. So this is rectangle and this one has 4 sides. Opposite sides are equal in length. All 4 angles are right angle, each measure. Now, how about square? Does anyone know the difference between square and rectangle? Anyone? Let's have a look. So this is square and this is rectangle. What can you see that's different? Anyone? Are you? That's right. So let's have a look in the board. So this is square and this one has all 4 sides that are equal in length, and on the other side, so we have rectangle that have the 2 longer side and 2 shorter sides. So that's the difference, that in square we have all 4 sides that are equal, and in rectangle we have 2 longer sides and 2 shorter sides. So that's the difference between square and rectangle. Now, what do we do with these shapes? How do we measure it? That's where perimeter and area comes in. I do have like short PowerPoint presentation that I want to show you guys. Let's have a look. This is the short PowerPoint presentation that I have on perimeter and area. Let's start with perimeter first. Perimeter is the total distance around the edge of a 2-dimensional shape. To find the perimeter of a shape, you add up the lengths of all its sides. And then here is the formulas for the perimeter on the left side, as you can see here. And for the area refers to the amount of space inside a 2-dimensional shape. It measures how much surface the shape covers. The area is usually expressed in square units such as square meters, square centimeters, or square feet. And here is the formulas for the area on the right side, as you can see here. An important reminder, don't forget about your units. When calculating perimeter, use regular units like centimeter or meters, and for the area, always use square units like centimeter square or meter square. This is the key to getting the answers correct. Now you all know what does perimeter and area means and their formulas. Let's do some working out together. So I have one problem on the board. So I do have rectangle in here, which is regular shapes, and then this one have 5 meter width and then 10 meter length. So and here is the formula, and then the question is find the perimeter and area. So to find the perimeter of the shape, we just write P equals 2 times, what's the length? 10. So 10, and just don't forget the bracket, plus width is 5, and that bracket, and equals 2 times, what is 10 plus 5? 15. That's correct. 15 equals, what does 2 times 15? 30. That's correct. 30, and then we have to write meter as well. And then now let's do area. Area equals, length is 10 times width is 5. 10 times 5, anyone? Equals 50. And then meter, and we have to write square as well. So yeah, that's how you calculate the perimeter and area of the rectangle. Alright my students, earlier we talked about how to calculate perimeter and area using the side lengths of shapes. We practiced that together without the grid paper. Now we're going to take what we have learned and use it with grid paper, as you can see in here, to help us see and count the units more clearly. The reason why we're doing this is because the activity that I have planned for you shortly involves using the grid paper to measure shapes. Let's look at the square in this grid paper. Because we're using the grid paper, each little box is exactly 1 unit long and wide. That makes it really easy to count. Let's start with the perimeter, which we all know is the distance around the outside of the shape. Count with me. How many side squares go across the top? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And down the side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 units on each side, and a square has 4 sides. So perimeter would be, perimeter P equals 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 16 and units. So the perimeter of the square is 16 units. Now let's find the area, the space inside the square. Let's count the number of squares inside. So there are 4 rows, and each row has 4 squares. So area would be A equals 4 times 4 equals 16. Wait, let me just have a look. So it equals 16 square units. So the perimeter is 16 units and the area of the square is 16 square units. We'll keep practicing with more shapes in the upcoming activity that I have planned for you guys in this lesson. Don't worry, you will get the hang of it very quickly. Are we ready to get started with our activity? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up. Ready? Let's get started with our activity. Alright students, now is finally time for you to do the activity. The first thing that I want you to do is to find a pair. You can pair up with anyone in the classroom or person next to you or anyone else. It's completely up to you. And I'm going to hand out this worksheet once you find your partner and you are with them. And in this worksheet there is like a clear instruction on what you have to do. So the activity we are doing is tiling shapes, and your job for this activity is to create your own shapes. It can be regular or irregular shapes, up to you. And I'm going to hand out this grid paper shortly. And your job is to create a shape, calculate its perimeter and area, and work in pair to help each other. And the rest instruction is in here, as you can see, and you can work this out as well. Are we ready to do this activity? I'm going to hand out this one, and then I'm also going to hand out some regular and irregular shapes paper that I have printed out for you guys. So I'm going to hand out this and this, but make sure you know what you're doing, and then just try to do the regular shapes before you move on to the irregular one, because irregular one can be a little bit harder to do. So just try to do easier one first and then move it to the harder one slowly. While the students are doing the activity, I will be walking around the room to observe and provide support as they work in pairs. I will also write the sentence starter on the board for students with EAL/D and ASD to assist with language processing and task engagement. If I notice any students who are off task or not engaging as expected, I will consider rearranging the pairs. For example, I may pair a student who is extending their learning with one who is struggling. This promotes pair teaching, allows the more confident student to support their pair, and help reduce off-task behavior by keeping both students focused and engaged. All right, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me. Well done. Can everyone go back to your desks, please? Thank you. The first thing that I want to say is I'm really proud of you guys for doing this activity really good. And I have seen many of you like completing the activity correctly, and then I have seen like some people drawing great shapes in their grid paper, and then just finding the perimeter and area of the shapes. That's really great job. And most importantly, I have seen great communication between the pairs. That's the important thing that you need while you're working in the group or pairs, that you have to have a great communication between the each person, so you know like what the other person is talking and then what other person is talking. So that's the good thing that I've noticed. So for our next task, I want everyone to work in individual. Don't like work with the pair or group, just by yourself, because I have this formative assessment worksheet that I want you to complete related to the perimeter and area that we have learned. In this worksheet we have 3 parts. The first one, find the perimeter, and then there's a formula already in this worksheet. And then second one, find the area. And the third one, word problems. I know many of you will struggle on this, but don't worry and don't stress out at all, because we are humans and we do make mistakes. We just learn from our mistakes and do well on next one. So it is completely all right to make mistakes. And don't forget this other side as well. So just give your best and then just work quietly by yourself. And I don't want to see anyone talking to the next person and then asking help to them. Just put your hands up and then I'll come and help you if you need any help with this one. Just remember, I will be collecting this at the end of the lesson. So just put your name on the top and then just the date, so I know who this belongs to. And the reason why I'm collecting this is because I want to see where everyone stands. Yeah. All right. Before we wrap up, let's quickly take a moment to reflect on what we have learned and how did we do with the success criteria. So let me bring the success criteria again. So our success criteria was, by the end of today's lesson, you should be able to explain what perimeter and area mean in your own word. So let me check. This lovely gentleman in the front, tell me, what does perimeter and area means in your own word? What do you think? That's correct. So perimeter is the total distance around the edge of two-dimensional shapes, and then area refer to the amount of space inside the two-dimensional shapes. Yeah. And then our second success criteria was use correct formula to calculate the perimeter and area of regular or irregular shapes, which I have seen that you have done fantastic job on that. And then third one, accurately use grid paper to help calculate the perimeter and area of a shape. You have done that very good as well. So from what I have seen, you all did a fantastic job in today's lesson, especially on the activity that I had planned for you guys. I'm really proud of you for doing that activity correctly with pair. That's really good. I can confidently say that you have all met the success criteria that was for today, and I'm really proud of your hard work as well. Keep practicing and soon you'll be even faster and more accurate with those calculations. Just leave the worksheet in your decks before you leave, so I can come and collect those. I can review them and then see how did you do in that. And finally, thank you so much for all of your hard work, and then I'll see you next time.